Welcome to KAPS, the only anime review podcast done by myself, Kyle, and my co-host. In KAPS, we spin a wheel to decide what to watch.
But today the wheel was me getting mad, so
as it should
we're not
be.
we're not watching anything today. We're just talking about the live-action Yu Yu Hakusho adaptation because I'm pissed.
Buddy, you don't know that.
I'm mad. Like I'm only okay. Full disclosure, I'm only on episode 30 something of Yu Yu Hakusho, and I'm so attached to the show and I love it so much that seeing a live action adaptation being announced made me livid. Like
I don't, on the other hand, have seen all of it and have not read the manga.
Oh wow, you loser!
Yeah, I'm a chump.
You don't read manga?
Oh, I do, but not Yu Yu Hakusho.
You're not reading Gunslinger Girl right now? You're not reading what's that one I read that I can't pronounce? Hey, look, it's got a lolly tag. That's not why I'm reading it.
Hey, you don't need to defend yourself to me. I read Dungeon Seeker.
What is that?
It's bad. It's really bad. I can't recommend it to anyone. I've reread it 3 times now.
Oh, why?
Well, you see, some people have a problem.
Is that your defense?
That's
Your Honor, some people have a problem.
That's the only defense I can muster. If someone said, "Oh yeah, I really liked Dungeon Seeker," I think death is the only acceptable punishment.
I was drinking water, dude. So, do you want to? I don't know how to move on from Dungeon Seeker. Do you want to explain Yu Yu Hakusho? You've watched more of it than me.
Yeah.
Do you want to give the terrible explanation or like the good sell?
I will try to actually be informative.
Okay, yeah, go
for it. Yu Yu Hakusho is the story of a young man named Yusuke Urameshi who dies and becomes a spirit detective.
Are you playing Cookie Clicker right now?
No.
Really?
Not currently.
Was I clicking?
I was just wildly clicking on manga decks and looking at a description for Dungeon Meshi, not Yu Yu Hakusho. But being a spirit detective means a lot of things. At first, it means going out and getting some lost stuff, stopping the spirit world from messing with the human world too much. Eventually, that definition expands to the Dark Tournament arc and participating in the Dark Tournament, which is incredible.
I love the Dark Tournament.
And then later on, it becomes a Megami Tensei show, and it's really good. Rip Sensui, my man who got stolen for Naruto. And then there's a whole arc after that that's still good. Not my personal favorite, but...
Would you say that's like the 4th arc or like the last arc?
Yeah, I'd call that like the last arc, 4th arc. There's one more in the manga, but...
Right. And that last arc is like it's not your personal favorite?
Not my personal favorite, no. It's good. It's got good stuff in it.
Does it like keep the same level of quality?
I would say it is the same level of quality, but the story is not. The story is just a little bit weaker.
Gotcha.
This still may or may not be because of a Kuwabara index, but...
Because of what?
Okay, the Kuwabara index. The more Kuwabara is in an arc, the better it is.
We're gonna get into that when we review Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
He said it earlier, but yeah, we review anime based on spinning a wheel, and we have a ton of... my personal selection can be found on my anime list, and I made one. Everything I had in my notes app that I wanted to suffer through for KAPS is on my anime list. So good luck finding out which anime I'm actually enjoying and which ones are ironic. But we will get to Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah. My list in comparison is filled with only the greatest things I have seen.
Yeah. His list, I don't watch anime. I've watched more now than I did, but when we started the show, I didn't watch anime much.
Neither do I, really.
Shut up.
Going through, I only have like 50 shows total.
I don't even have that. I think I've got like less than 30.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm more of a gamer weeb than a show weeb.
Fair, yeah. I'm more of a show weeb than a gamer weeb. I can't stand anime games. But
I don't say I can't either, but then I remembered, oh yeah, no, I kind of do.
I don't know when we're getting to Yu Yu Hakusho. We may get to the live action adaptation before the actual show, because this is coming out next December. And at the rate that we make episodes, it's likely.
Yeah. I kind of want to say, I was thinking after season 1 of GX, we could just do Yu Yu Hakusho, because we both agree that we need to watch all of that for this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's a perfect plan then. Yu-Gi-Oh. Got it. After Yu-Gi-Oh.
We're just going to do all the U's, actually.
Yeah. Ooh. The U view.
The U view. We're going to... I can't think of a number that rhymes with you.
2?
Number. Did you say 2 or who? I heard
2. I said 2.
I set myself up. I set myself up for 2 who. I set myself up for 2 who.
Yeah, based. We need to watch some of that too. I'm gonna force you to.
So, okay. Rambling aside, preamble aside, Yu Yu Hakusho live action, no. Yu Yu Hakusho, the anime adaptation was made in like what, the 80s, the 90s? I think
something
90s.
like that.
And it's like, it's prime. It is like the definition of the anime aesthetic that I love. Like the reason that if Evangelion was made now, I don't think I would care much for the art, and I wouldn't care much for the presentation. But the fact that it was made with like...
Yeah, 1994. Jeez.
Yeah. The fact that it was made back around that time is like...
It means they're using the old
Evangelion.
techniques and styles of that time, which are perfect, pretty much.
It hits something for me that is like, yes, this is what anime is. And I don't hate new anime or new art styles. I like a lot of them. But you know how each generation of anime kind of has like, oh yeah, that's the art style? Like right now it's like hyper detailed highlights and shading. Yeah,
real bright colors and like CG mixed in.
Yeah.
It's
and
like
I mean,
a
even back in like
combination.
2014. In 2014, they were mixing in CG. And I only know that because I'm watching Parasite.
Don't remind me of Berserk.
I'm watching Parasite right now. Oh, I haven't seen it, but I've seen it, you know?
If you've seen the South Park walk, that's all you needed to see. That show was miserable to watch, and I watched it all.
Chill. There's a ton of problems with adapting an anime to live action. Okay, animation, you have literally an unlimited amount of options. And you're not constrained to the same, like, physicality, right?
Yeah, you're not limited the same way in an anime as you are with physical space.
Yeah. And I mean, the same goes for cartoons, whatever, but this is an anime show. Shut up. Cartoons aren't real.
Even with special effects, there's still limits.
Yes. And I mean, what was it? The Assassination Classroom live action show? The, like, big tentacle guy was still CG, so nothing really changed. So why make it live action?
The money. People will be tricked into paying to watch it. The money.
Did it? Okay. Let's...
Do not quote me on how much it made, please.
I'm looking it up. Well, I want to know the budget, and I want to know the profit. Let's see. No. I want to go to the film.
Actually, this is a perfect aside. There's actually something that's airing right now that is like the inverse of a live action thing that has now been animated as a sequel, which it's both the sequel and it's animated, so they can do whatever the hell they want with it. Fudo Tante is what it is. It's great. You need to see Kamen Rider Double first, however.
Oh, you're on the Kamen Rider stuff.
Yes. Fudo Tante is Kamen Rider Double, but what if we made an anime sequel? It's very good.
Man, I can't find the information for this. I saw that it made about 3 million in its first weekend.
Yeah, but how much did it take to make? Because that's part of the problem.
Cost to make? Because just saying budget didn't bring it up.
Yeah, whatever. But the point is that like making things live action is not a good idea 9 times out of 10.
Exactly. Like, if your motivation is money, then it's like, why? Especially if you're going to be using CG for, like, a main character. And I mean, I thought the one scene I saw looked pretty good on Assassination Classroom. But I can't attest to the literal, like, overall quality of the show. I can see a show like that being adapted a lot easier than a show about freaking demons.
Yeah.
A spirit world.
I will say it's a lot easier for them to do the like first arc as a live action show movie thing. I can see that being done well. The issue is that that's not the best part of Yu Yu Hakusho, and it's not that long. You could do the entire Spirit Detective arc in like a movie. Then you have the like stuff with, you know, Rando and Genkai and that's gonna be, those wouldn't make good movies.
No.
And they wouldn't be good in a show because too many special effects would need to be used, and like
it would cost way too much. Like a show doesn't have that budget.
And then let's talk about the Dark Tournament.
You
want to do that would be 99% CG for one,
and it wouldn't even pay off.
Yeah, it wouldn't be all of the Dark Tournament.
The Dark Tournament is the entirety of season 2. Netflix is going to give you 8 episodes, most likely. How many episodes did Cowboy Bebop have? Because that's probably the standard they'll go for.
Let me figure out.
Let's see.
Let me type in Netflix Bebop. No cowboy.
That's what I should have done. I don't know why I'm typing in like the worst things for Google.
It says that doesn't tell me how many episodes.
I got it right here. We've got 10 episodes. You're going to do. First of all, you can do Spirit Detective in 10 episodes, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can do that first
There's
arc.
a lot of like the bit where he's dead and needing to come back. You can condense that down easy.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's even arcs that the anime cut from the manga.
Right.
I didn't read the manga, but that's what I heard.
Oh.
There was more stuff he did in the spirit world before he was brought back to his body, but for the anime, they cut that down quite a bit. I think it took like 5 episodes for him to come back.
Yeah, something like that.
And so I can see the Netflix show cutting that down even more, and that's fine. I can get over that. But like, as long as you set up Baton, the kid,
Botan, Koenma, I don't even think they need too much like setup. Reveal them and like explain them.
Hey, blue-haired girl in the robe. Why do you fly? Okay, cool. Moving on. Baby with the pacifier. He's 3 million years old. Why are you like that? Move on.
If only you knew.
Right. But I just don't know.
Like, it seems more a question of, like, who is this for?
Yes.
Because if you... another good example, Hunter x Hunter. You don't pronounce the X, by the way.
You don't?
No, you don't. Hunter x Hunter had an anime, and then it got a new one in, like, 2011, 2014-ish.
Really?
Why wouldn't you just do that with Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah.
That's my question. Why wouldn't you just remake the show?
I would absolutely 100%. I would take an updated Yu Yu Hakusho over live action. I would not consider it. I don't think that I would rank it higher than the original anime adaptation, but
it would need to have one hell of a dub for me to do that.
It would have to have like the same level of dub because I will not watch Yu Yu Hakusho sub.
Yeah, no, the dub is too good.
I'm getting into subs now. Like I can't, like if I have the time and I can stare at my phone, I'll watch anime subbed. But if it's more convenient for the dub, then I don't care. I'll get over it and I'll watch the dub.
Yeah.
But I learned like what goes into Japanese voice acting, and like they have schools specifically for it. Yeah. And here it's like, you want to be an actor? Do you want to do voices instead? And you get nothing else past that. So it's like, yeah, okay, that kind of sold me on subs. But there's just something beautiful. And I mean, truly, like, okay, let me put it this way. Ghost Story is like an abridged series. They improv the whole thing. That dub is funny because it's ironic. The Yu Yu Hakusho dub is beautiful because it's done well, and it's like, it's ironic enough.
You want to hear the most insane part?
Yes.
All the dub actors for like Yusuke, Kuwabara, Hiei, and such, they wanted to do each other's roles. Like, they didn't get the role of the character they wanted. But you know what that means?
What?
That means they actually had an appreciation for the characters before they recorded anything. They were like, yeah, I want to be X.
Yeah. They went in, like, with a pre-established love for it.
Yeah.
Which is the worst way to say they liked it before they dubbed it.
Which I find it hard to believe that the actors in the Yu Yu Hakusho Netflix show, I find it hard to believe that they don't, at least know the source material, if not are fans of it themselves. but I don't feel like the suits behind it are fans.
No, for sure, no. The actors, like, okay, is it weird to say Yu Yu Hakusho is a little niche? Like, it's a little, like...
I wouldn't call it niche at all. I think it's one of those things, like, not quite like Dragon Ball in the sense that, like, just about anyone can like it, but in that,
Right.
like, if someone likes anime in general, they will probably find something to like, if not love, about Yu Yu Hakusho. Because it's foundational to the genre of, like, shonen
of
manga
shonen.
and anime.
It's literally, like, the catalyst for why I like shonen. Because I grew up with, like, I knew about Dragon Ball, and I liked Dragon Ball enough as, like, a, I saw it on TV every now and again, and people were punching each other. Cool. The opening is burned into my brain. I love it. But Yu Yu Hakusho is like, wait a minute. Every episode has a fight, but that fight is not, like, as mind-numbing as a card game every episode.
Sorry,
I'm sorry, man.
You have to appreciate the writing in GX, okay?
The writing in GX is wonderful, but sitting through 6 card games a day for the review episodes, like, numbed my brain, and I think that's why I wanted to break down to, like, 3 episodes max.
Well, keep in mind, you were going through the bad duels. We're in the good ones now.
Yes.
The Chaz arc is beginning.
Okay, behind the scenes look at this. Kyle had come over to my place and stayed the night for, like, 1 or 2 nights or whatever. And we ended up watching the next episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX in the Chaz cut. And I was not really excited to continue watching duels that, like, were meh. But that whole episode, we watched one episode, and by the time it was over, I felt like an arc had, like, started and finished.
For reference, this was the episode where Chaz goes to North Academy.
Yeah, and, like, I swear, this is the episode where we said previously, Jaden Yuki has a mind virus, and it spreads. This is what he meant when he said that.
Yes,
this episode
that is exactly what I meant.
It establishes that a virus spreads.
Chaz has the same mental illness as Jaden and now sees the Ojamas.
Yes. And so to bring that back to Yu Yu Hakusho, every episode has a fight, but the plot around the fight, the motivation for the fight, and the animation during the fight is just so prime. It is just so 10 out of 10, top tier. Golf clap every hit.
Never a dull moment.
Exactly. Like, I cannot think... okay. When I watched Evangelion, I was working a lot and I was tired, and I would fall asleep in between scenes. I still loved and appreciated and I cherish Evangelion.
Never seen it.
I could not fall asleep for Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, because the characters are gripping. You want to see
Kuwabara.
You want to see every single moment of every single character, basically.
Yes.
With, like, the exception of maybe you could be like, oh, Kurama's kind of talking for a while. Whatever.
Yeah, Kurama. I mean, at least Kurama has that fallback of, like, okay, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, he's the smart guy, so he's going to say stuff that matters.
Yeah, he's going to be a little wordy. But to kind of bring it back to the live action, I don't see those characters being as interesting in any other format. Like, I don't know if I could watch the sub and still love these characters.
Yeah.
Like, I can see it being like, okay, yeah, it's still a really cool anime. I still enjoy it. But I don't think it would be, like, number 1 or 2 on my list. And so with a live action adaptation with new characters, essentially, because when you move something to live action, it doesn't matter what the characterization.
So much. Yeah.
Yes. It doesn't matter what the characterization was in the anime. You have to rewrite it to fit the actor, or the actor's going to take something and kind of add their own thing into it, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's like, for a show as fickle as Yu Yu Hakusho, where, like, literally the dub made it, where the dub made it, like, that's so... It can go either way for me. And the actor who is playing Yusuke in the live action, he... Actually, there's a quote here I've got from him where he said, the original work is a universal and unique masterpiece and a reason why Japan is so proud of its strong manga and anime culture. Anime. Is that racist? Anyway, I am happy to share... It's arc. I'm happy to share the masterpiece of Yu Yu Hakusho with the world, and I hope we can create something people everywhere will enjoy. So that kind of brings it back to, like, I think the actors do have a love and an appreciation for it, but the suits.
Yeah, do the people writing, directing, and responsible for the production of this...
I don't know. It's like... Because the actors... Okay, here. Still on the topic of live-action anime adaptation, still on the topic of Netflix, Death Note. It would work.
No. My question is, do you mean the one that already exists?
I'll keep talking and you figure it out. It would work if they did not call that white boy Light. I don't know his last name. Yagami?
Light Turner. It's a Fairly Odd Parents sequel. That's what drove me insane the entire time I watched it, is that he's Light Turner.
Light Turner. If you had told me that white boy was any other person on Earth and that Ryuk was just having a silly, funny troll, it would have been fine. If you had changed the characters, it would have been fine. You can keep the concept, you can keep, he's smart, whatever. Yeah. People are smart, it happens. That does not happen. No one's naming their son Light!
Yeah, no American family is going to have the last name of Light. Or the first name of Light. My bad, I'm stupid.
And so it's like, the only thing in Death Note that really worked for me was Ryuk. Because the actor put so... Because, I almost called him Norman Osborn. Willem Dafoe. Because he put so much of his, like, that voice in it, Like, he made it worth watching. I would watch it again for him alone. And so I can tell that, like, the actors are not the problem. The fact that, like, real people are playing these characters is not the problem. The problem is the presentation for me. Because you're not going to get that dynamic movement. You're not going to get... The fight scenes are going to be really, really either robotic or they're going to be really messy. And there's almost no in between. I can see, like, whatever. The spirit gun, the shotgun, those are going to look really cool.
Yeah, and they're easy enough to do. They're simple.
Exactly. But... Are you going to make that rock monster look good in live action? You probably could. Are
you going to make the spirit sword make the lightsaber noises? I doubt it.
Exactly! Because, like, okay, let's talk about that. They posted pictures of what these characters look like, right? And they posted pictures of their powers, their spirit powers. So you got the rose for Kurama, you got the handgun for Yusuke, Hiei was holding his, like, bandana, which I thought was stupid, but, like, just show the eye. We already know he has the eye, just show that. And then Kuwabara is just standing there with his shirt off. No sword. He doesn't even look buff. He's not ginger. Why?
Yeah, why? Why does he look that way?
It's like, why do you do these to these characters? Like,
the fact that you can't get Kuwabara to have that Yankee look... Because Kuwabara's appearance is based on, like, the Japanese Yankee subculture.
Yeah. And just, not here, buddy. Not here.
No, he just looks like a normal guy.
And you know what the worst part is? From what they've shown, I like the aesthetic. I think it looks okay. I don't think they look like those characters, but I think it looks better than, like... Cowboy Bebop looked all right.
Yeah. The guy they got for Yusuke is fine. Hiei's okay. Kurama is a bit iffy, but Kuwabara, the fact his hair isn't even, like, red. Come on, man. I would make a better Kuwabara than that guy.
You would make a fantastic... I gotta make that a thing. I gotta edit your head onto Kuwabara.
Please do, honestly.
But, we're on the characters. Why did they give Hiei sideburns? I want to say Kurama looks bad, but he doesn't, okay? Like, Kurama, it looks
his
like
hair
what
color's weird, but whatever. He has weird colored hair.
It looks like the only one who's wearing a wig in this whole group is Kurama. Does that make any sense? Are you looking at the pictures right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at the group.
Okay. Like, with the live action stage play that they did, they, like, really tried with the wigs. Kurabara is ginger.
Yeah.
Which is, like, the most interesting part. Hiei's hair doesn't look stupid. I think Hiei's hair looks stupid,
but it looks like it should.
Yes. Okay. I mean, like, it's anime. Like, you're not gonna get live action anime and not have stupid hair. It's part of it. But it looks at least right. Like, it looks spiky. In the Netflix one, it just It's just up.
It's just up.
He's got like a little dollop of sour cream on the top. It's I'm not excited for the way the characters look, and I don't know, man. The guy who's running it, the executive producer, he worked on Devilman Crybaby and the live action Erased, which was actually with Netflix before. He's been working with Netflix for a while. But it's been on like very mixed reviews, basically. I don't trust IMDb's rating to begin with because they gave Cowboy Bebop like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, a 6, almost 7.
Yeah, that's not true. But some of the stuff he's worked on, like, okay, that kind of gives me hope. Like Agretsuko, that was interesting, or not interesting, but it was like entertaining. Devilman Crybaby, my wife loves that and is going to make me watch it eventually. I have not seen the live action Erased, but I've not seen the anime Erased either, so that doesn't really affect me. But it seems like it got good ratings, 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb, and it looks good. Like I said earlier, Cowboy Bebop, the Netflix adaptation, looked good. Doesn't mean it was.
Looked passable. Some shots were awful.
I barely saw it in motion. I actually saw like one fight scene where they kept like doing this comic book effect, and like that's fine for a bit.
Are you a fan of Dutch angles?
Ew, no.
Then you would not like live action Bebop.
Holy crap. Yeah, no, Dutch angle. Let's get into that. Dutch angles are meant to portray unsettling emotions.
Yeah, like something being off balance mentally or emotionally.
Yes. And if you're using it all the time, your audience is just going to get sick.
Yeah, it's just, why can't we have a straight shot? Even if it's just down at an angle, leave it straight.
Yes. Let's see. Okay, I mentioned Cowboy Bebop. They made Spike like 50. I can at least say the characters look their age in Yu Yu Hakusho. These dudes look like they should be around the age that the characters are. And if that's the bar for quality, I think we might have a winner, dude.
We've got one.
One.
I'm glad the standards are that low. I'm just going to say, like, because if they do it like Netflix, if they do it in regular seasons, that would be like 8 to 10 episodes of Spirit Detective arc. Maybe they stick the whole rando business in there. Maybe they truncate it so far down we're left with like the Saving Yukina arc at the end of that. That still leaves like, what, do you do the Dark Tournament in 2 separate seasons? Do you cut out half the Dark Tournament like Insane Freaks?
Why would you cut? I mean, okay, they cannot cut Dark Tournament. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a call. Okay, so what were you on about?
I think we were talking about how they can't just cut the Dark Tournament down, but they would probably need to for show's sake.
Yes. So the Dark Tournament, right? Like, I don't remember what the... No, I do remember, right? Toguro?
Yeah, Toguro.
The Toguro brothers, right? They were threatening everybody to basically, like, get in here or you're going to die.
Yeah, I am going to kill you and everyone you love if you don't join the Dark Tournament.
Yeah, they were literally threatened into the Dark Tournament. So if you want to cut the Dark Tournament, you have to change the Toguro brothers. By the way, how are you going to do the Toguro brothers in live action? Because that creepy little boy is climbing all over the big boy, and
you've
how
got
are you going to do
Weird Al
that?
the size of like a child person man, and then you have Muscle Man who is the size of like a truck.
Yeah, how are you going to do that in live action? I want to see it done really well. I want to see it done great, but I don't think it will be.
Knowing how the end of the Dark Tournament goes, they can't. They physically cannot. They will never be able to achieve that style of look in physicality without extensive budgets that a live-action Netflix show is not going to have.
Let me see if the budget has been said, if they even know the budget yet. Because I know that episode 1's filming wrapped. Okay, I've got 2 from July here. Let me just search in the window for budget. Okay, so this is about Cowboy Bebop. All right, the budget estimates for Cowboy Bebop were around $6 to $7 million per episode, with about 10 episodes, so 60 to 70 million. If you're going to assume that that's going to come over to the other one we're looking at, Yu Yu Hakusho, I don't have my meds. I'm out. Leave me alone. 6 to 7 million per episode. I don't know. I don't know if that's enough. because that's what they had for Cowboy Bebop, and it still looked like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let's see. Death Note, Netflix budget. The Netflix budget was 40 million for Death Note. And it still looked like that. So, to be fair though, that was a show with a lot less VFX and like CGI needed. I think the most CGI they really needed was Ryuk, and they didn't show him often, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you cut that down to 6 or 7 million per episode, if we're going to assume that Yu Yu Hakusho has that, I don't think that we're going to get much of Toguro or the Dark Tournament, at least not in season 1. I can barely see us getting Koenma and his like realm.
I think we will see Koenma episode 1.
You think Koenma episode 1?
I think they will just immediately Koenma episode 1.
Huh. Like, I don't know. How fast do you think they're going to speedrun the like character arc of Yusuke being a jerk to Yusuke being like less of a jerk?
I think that will be done by episode 4. I think it'll either be over episode 3 or it will be done in episode 3. I am being as like as pessimistic as possible.
How do you think they're going to handle Miyuki?
They don't. They simply do not. Miyuki? They simply skip past that.
I guarantee. Okay, the funny part about Miyuki and that whole squad was that they were taken out, like all like 3 or 4 of them were taken out in one episode.
Yep.
I think that was the funniest thing, and so I don't blame them for skipping it.
That is a group I believe they will just skip the Saving Yukina arc, basically. Or like just they show up, fight Toguro, leave. It will be that little.
That's a little, I mean, to be fair, not a ton of character development came from the Saving Yukina arc. Yeah, aside from Kuwabara, like, meeting his love.
Yeah, and literally being such a weirdo freak, he just psychically forms a bond with her without her direct consent.
Yeah.
It's a little messed up, but
I don't know if that was the same thing in the original. In sub,
I mean, they showed the whole red string of fate thing, which is basically saying, our lives are together.
Yeah, ideals.
Yeah,
that was about something else. My wife texted me saying, "Don't look at your account," and I did, and she bought something for like $54 at TJ Maxx.
Dang,
women.
But yeah, they can't give every arc the justice it deserves, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
If they were to go all in and just say straight up, we are going to do as many seasons as we need for the Dark Tournament arc, I will say, go ahead, please. You will have earned my trust 100%.
Yes. The Dark Tournament arc spans an entire, like, typical season. Well, the seasons in this are about 25 episodes. If we're going to equate that to Netflix show, that's like 2 or 3 seasons for the Dark Tournament arc.
I'm pretty sure the Dark Tournament arc is closer to like 30. Yeah,
well, I'm only talking about
It's 50 to 60.
That is 5 to 6 seasons of a Netflix show. They are not doing that.
Chapters 52 to 112 of the manga, and anime episodes 26 to 66. So 40.
Oh my.
40 for the anime.
Okay, so there you go.
That's still
that's still way
4
too
to 5 seasons.
Okay. 4 to 5 seasons on a Netflix show is like 3 years each, maybe. They are not.
Yeah, you can't do that.
They're not going, like...
We're spending the next decade and a half filming Yu Yu Hakusho live action. Cool.
I mean, I'll take it if it's good.
Yeah,
but here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Cowboy Bebop clearly was bad for a lot of reasons. And I think the writing is probably a big one. If the writing in the Yu Yu Hakusho adaptation is the same... We're not getting past season 1 to begin with. We're not getting past the Spirit Detective arc to begin with. Because you can't. Like, if it's all style and no substance, it's not going to flow. It's not going to go in many places.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that with the terms of writing. I was going to Google something, and I forgot entirely.
Yeah, I'll put it like this. The Spirit Detective saga is split into 5 arcs. Yusuke's Ordeal, The Artifacts of Darkness, Genkai's Tournament, the Maze Castle, and Rescue Yukina arc. I think that it will be like 1 episode for Yusuke's Ordeal, 1 or 2, 1 or 2 for Artifacts of Darkness. Genkai's Tournament, you get 1. Beasts of Maze Castle, you get 2. Rescue Yukina, you get 1. I don't think it's going to be good or right. That is my prediction for all of Season 1.
Now, I don't think they specified how many episodes a season of Yu Yu Hakusho is going to get. It could be wildly different, and they could do like an actual 1-to-1 thing.
That would be insane, but I'd love it.
I don't see them doing that unless the people who like have power over the project are that passionate about it. Because they didn't do Cowboy Bebop justice. They didn't, and it leaves a bad taste in my mouth for any adaptation following. Death Note left a bad taste in my mouth for any adaptation following, and I wasn't wrong is the worst part.
Yeah. And having recently watched the actual original Death Note anime, having like seen the live action years ago, I was not aware Death Note was that good.
Oh, you hadn't seen Death Note before?
No. I saw the live action first and was like, yeah, this is really silly, but it's kind of Kino at the end.
Oh yeah, towards the end, like
now I've seen the actual show and it's like, wow, the whole thing is Kino.
That's what I mean. Like,
he's a real Sigma male.
The live action adaptation could have worked if you did not try to sell me on that being light.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few bits, spoiler alert, there's a few bits in Death Note where he doesn't have the book for a bit, and it technically could be in the hands of someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Or even it could be a different, Shinigami entirely who's running the story in the live action.
Or it's Ryuk is probably eternal. It's probably a different timeline entirely.
Yeah, you could do things that don't spoil the water so much.
Yes. And I think that brings it to does an adaptation have to be 1-to-1, or can you tweak things? And if we're going to answer that, I think it goes even further to you have to make sure that the audience you're targeting knows what your intention is.
Yes.
If they hit, changing Light into Light Turner and pretending that it's still the same Death Note, that is a disconnect between marketing and product.
Yeah. Making Light Yagami into Light Turner is wrong.
Yeah. And I think that if they go for a 1-to-1 adaptation of Yu Yu Hakusho and they're upfront about that, it'll at least pass. At the very least, it'll pass. Cowboy Bebop. It looked like they were going for a 1-to-1 adaptation, but then they race swapped a character. Not great. Not a great look. You just have to clarify what your intent is with your product, and you have to market it as such. You cannot fumble the bag here. And so far, all we have for Yu Yu Hakusho is, hey, here's the boys. And so
the boys.
We're extrapolating a lot here, but it's
yeah. That's why I'm being as pessimistic as possible.
Exactly. I'm not. I feel like I'm being glass half full.
Technically, I could be really optimistic and go well, by the fact that they have for Kuwabara's image, they have him with his jacket over his back, they might be doing the Dark Tournament arc in Season 1, which would be insane.
It would be. Well, hang on. It could work. Now, hang on. This is new. Hang on. This is a take I hadn't considered.
Because you don't really get jacketless Kuwabara much in the show, but the Dark Tournament arc has it. But it also has him with a different jacket entirely at one point, so...
hear me out.
Slight spoiler alert, Kuwabara gets dripped later.
Spirit Detective, 1 to 2 episodes.
Okay.
We skip saving Yukina. We skip the artifacts. They bring in
Beasts of the Maze Castle.
Yes. But...
yeah, just still explain it as they're on a... what was it, that they were on parole or whatever?
Yes. That Hiei and Kurama are on parole, and so they have to join Yusuke and Kuwabara, right? And so you bring in the Toguro brothers episode 3 or 4. Okay. Maybe episode 2 if you really, really want to speedrun it. I think it could be done. I don't know if it could be done well, but I think it could be done because they're probably doing 40, 50-minute episodes.
Yeah, I was thinking earlier, how long is it going to be? 40 minutes, probably?
I would bet 40, maybe 45. And so that is a lot more than 17 for an actual episode. Because this anime was made back when you would get the minute and a half in opening, maybe 30 seconds to a minute of a recap, and towards the end you would get 30 seconds of a next time preview, because they want you to come back, and then you would get the
next
outro.
Week, yeah.
Yeah. And so you would have like maybe 15 minutes of actual content. We're probably not going to do the recaps.
Yeah, no. Never.
And so I hope. And it would also, you would save a little bit of money doing that back then.
No, here's the thing. They're just going to release every episode at once. So you're going to binge it all. The show is going to have no staying power.
Oh, this is like worst case, huh?
JoJo Part 6. That's what they did. They released it all at once. It had zero staying power. People just watched it all at once and called it a day.
Yeah, you can't do that. Like, okay, you can't do that. But I'm going to hope they do it week by week. And we trust the audience enough to remember some things.
Or rewatch the last episode if you don't remember.
Yes. And the people who want to binge it are going to wait until it's all out anyway. So, so whatever. Forget those guys. So like I was saying, Toguro Brothers episode 2 or 3, just shooting the breeze. They immediately threaten the boys, right?
Yeah.
We get Dark Tournament episode 4 or 5. If it's a 10 episode season, that leaves 5 episodes to at least set up the Dark Tournament. I guarantee you there's a couple fighters and a couple groups that we can cut out.
Yeah, okay, so let me give you the rough gist of the layout of the Dark Tournament that the wiki has put it, with the rounds, basically.
Right.
Round 1, 2, 3, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. Finals, have to keep.
Yes, absolutely.
Semifinals, have to keep.
Okay.
As messed up as it is to say, I don't think you need to keep the quarterfinals.
Okay, so at most that's 2 episodes. I think you should give the final its own episode.
Yeah, absolutely. The final gets its own episode. But like the Team Rikuyakai, as much as it hurts me to have any of those guys cut out, especially Chu, I think maybe they get cut out.
Is that the one that I've seen so far? Have I not seen them yet?
You've seen them.
So then knife edge deathmatch
has to stay in. You do not skip the knife edge deathmatch.
No.
The Team Ichigaki, maybe you should show them. Maybe you just skip them. They're kind of just a bunch of filler jobbers, I'll be honest. They should probably just be skipped.
Right.
Team Masho in the 3rd round. Yeah, maybe just skip them too. Like they're not hugely important.
Looking over what you're looking over, because I don't want to Google it and get spoilers.
Yeah.
Would you say that in 5 or 6 episodes of 40-minute runtime that you could put in the Dark Tournament arc? If not, start it.
Yeah, there are 4 rounds basically you need to keep in.
There you go.
The first 2 and the last 2.
There you go. It would be quick.
Or not the first 2. The first one and then like the last 3.
It would be very quick. And it would be very messy, but I can see them doing it. And I can see it being passable. I don't know if it'd be smart. I don't know if it would be a good money move, but I can see it being done at the very least. And I think that if you look at Yu Yu Hakusho as a tool to get to the Dark Tournament arc, that might be where the suits go. Because if the Dark Tournament arc is going to take up almost 2 seasons of the 4-season show, I think that's what most people are going to look at.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way in hell they do Chapter Black.
Yeah, I don't know.
So much stuff in Chapter Black is like touchy subject stuff at times. Because the villain of it, spoiler alert, mental illness incarnate.
Oh.
I'm not going to explain to you why.
That's fine.
But I am going to say he is mentally ill, he is misanthropic, and he's one of the best villains in the series, in my opinion.
That's a thinker right there.
And his team is filled with... there's some messed up stuff that happens after the Dark Tournament. They introduce basically stand powers. It's cool.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of people may not like the territory mechanic. I kind of do.
You would, Jojo.
Yeah.
Dork. I think maybe we should have had a list of the things we were going to talk about, because I feel like it's been sporadic, but I've said...
You've made your peace with what you need to say.
I think so, yeah. I think so. Look, okay, as long as we get the Spirit Sword, and as long as he yells, Spirit Sword, get longer, that's all I want.
Yeah.
Why does he say that?
Because he's too stupid to have anything better, okay? You discover you can do a Spirit Sword. Are you going to say anything other than Spirit Sword? You're going to call it Mind Blade, Soul Knife? No, you're going to be like Spirit Sword.
It's not the problem. Saying Spirit Sword isn't the problem. Saying Spirit Sword get longer in that muscle man voice of his, That's the problem.
Why is that the problem?
Because
He's saying exactly what he wants it to do. Kuwabara is a dork. That's why he's lovable.
I love him so much.
So do I.
I hope he and Yukino work out, bro.
I wish you could have been there for when I originally watched this series, and I would say things, and then a second later, Kuwabara would say it. I knew what he was going to say before he did, and it hurt.
Man, okay, look. Say what you want about me being wrong, but I'm never wrong. And I soul read like maybe 5 times out of 7 on Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, it's really good because it's that thing where like you see it coming, you know what's going to happen next, but you're like, oh, I want this to happen.
It's still okay. Despite it being predictable, it's still gripping.
Yeah, it's not predictable in a bad way. It's predictable in a good way. It's like familiar.
Yes. It's like taking a simple concept but executing it perfectly.
And that's part of the thing of it being like, you know, the inspiration for the shonen genre, like it's foundational to the genre.
Right.
You would not have your standard anime tournament arc if it weren't for the Dark Tournament.
And I love tournament arcs. I don't care how dorky they are.
Everyone loves them.
Like My Hero Academia season 1 or something. The like pseudo tournament arc in that, I enjoyed it.
The tournament arcs that happen in Naruto occasionally, they're good.
The tournament arcs in Naruto are the only reason that I'm still interested in Naruto. Because my wife is trying to get me to watch it, and it's like nothing has happened for 4 episodes, 7 episodes or something.
Oh, did she not cut out the filler?
No, she loves the filler, and that's fine.
Oh, why is she like this?
Because the way she looks at it is the filler acts as like really good world building, and she loves the world. She loves the world that the show created. And so anytime that they spend in that world and exploring other stories is something she loves and that she enjoys. And that's fine, but I didn't grow up with it.
You need to hurt her with Bleach to get her off of her filler accepting ways.
I don't want to hurt myself with Bleach.
Bleach is actually pretty good if you don't watch the filler.
That's like saying Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is pretty good if you don't watch half of it.
Well, we watched well over half of it.
I don't feel like we did.
Well, so far we skipped like half of it.
Yeah.
But after episode 21, we only skip 38, 43, and 50.
Huh. And there's still a duel every episode?
Yes. But they use different cards each time.
Oh, thank God for that.
Except Pot of Greed comes up every single episode.
Hey, what card you got there?
It's Pot of Greed. Everyone has Pot of Greed.
Oh, man.
Everyone knows Pot of Greed is just objectively one of the best cards in the game. If not objectively the best card in the game. Hence why it's banned.
I had like a mental
showing
block.
Up after season 2 of GX.
I had a mental block for like just remembering.
Yeah. We need to get you through more of Yu Yu Hakusho.
I would love to watch Yu Yu Hakusho. I've got plenty of love for that show.
It's really good. Yeah, I'm now just thinking about the filler arcs in Bleach. Oh, man.
You've been sending me... I just caught on that you were sending me Yu Yu Hakusho gifs.
Yeah. Well, the one was an image just to demonstrate the thing of, like, you can't get Toguro to look like Toguro in the live-action show.
Not without an extensive amount of CG. And they did make a Ben 10 live-action, so it could happen.
Keep in mind, that is him at basically his lowest form.
Oh,
when
that's
he
his,
gets
like,
bigger,
default?
Yeah, when he gets bigger and even more muscular, you're not doing that. I can't show you the other pictures because they're spoilers.
Allegedly.
Well, do you want them?
I feel like out of context it's all right, but I've probably already seen it.
Yeah, I'll just send you the image that has all of his forms.
And if I remember to, I'll put them up on screen.
Okay, well, it's just one single big image. Here you go. Here's all of his forms. You've seen the first, 5 of them. 4 or 5. No, you've seen the first 4. You have not seen 5, 6, or 7.
Oh, man.
I'm actually deleting that because there's a spoiler in there that's really important.
Dude,
that I don't think you noticed.
That's like Perfect Cell, huh?
Yeah, no, he just keeps getting bigger and more muscular.
Closer to Frieza.
Yeah. But the point is, he keeps getting bigger, uglier, and more muscular.
However, will the spirit gun work on him? How is Yusuke's spirit gun gonna match up?
Big man versus gunman.
All right, that's something else, right? Like, we already talked about pacing and like how the first couple episodes would go, But to be honest, like, the original anime adaptation really only had so many episodes in the first season because it felt like they were going chapter by chapter.
Yeah.
And frankly, we already said you could cut a lot of that, but like, how much do you actually need? I think the emotional beats where he dies in the first episode, guys. There you go. It's called Spirit Detective. What do you want? Like, it's Spirit Detective.
Yusuke dies episode 1, making Yu Yu Hakusho an isekai.
Well, I mean, not only did it spearhead shonens, but it perfected isekais, and there was never a good isekai after.
Yeah.
I don't care for isekais. Anyway.
I don't either most of the time, but there's a few schlocky ones I read or watch.
For schlock, they're perfect.
Yeah, Dungeon Seeker's great!
Oh, is it?
It is the single edgiest thing I have ever read.
Really?
Yes!
It's the edgiest?
Yes. Do you want to know the author's name?
Yeah, I do.
Sakamoto 666.
Okay, yeah, all right, that's fair. I'll concede on that, actually.
Dungeon Seeker is edgy trash.
Oh,
and if you accept the fact that it's trash, it's enjoyable to read.
Yeah?
It's the most blatant, awful power fantasy trash imaginable. Takes like 5 chapters for the main character to reject his humanity. It's great.
Oh. You see, what happened to isekais being like, oh, I gotta get back? Like, no, I kind of like the power trip, actually. What happened? Like, the power trip, like, that wasn't me saying personally I like the power trip, because I think
the thing is that originally isekais weren't about the power trip. Now they're about power trips, usually.
Thanks, Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
I have no idea if SAO was the first one to do the power trip, but it's like the one that everybody knows. It wasn't the first,
but it's definitely the formative one of like, yeah, you're so much stronger in this world than you were in your old, stupid, boring, terrible life.
Yeah. So stupid and boring and terrible. That's the thing I dislike about the isekai genre,
is that it's basically going from, I live a terrible life into, well, now I live a great life. Why would I ever want to go back?
Get to bang a redhead by the lake. Like, I couldn't do that in the real world.
Bro.
Also, by the way, I hate SAO.
Never watched it. Same. I think Dot Hack did it better.
Oh. Do you?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I disagree. I'm saying that we're probably going to end up watching both for KAPS.
We are not watching Dot Hack for KAPS anytime
soon.
Really?
Well, no, not anytime soon. We had a plan.
Wouldn't get it. Yeah, we had
a plan, right? Like, the plan was we have a main show, and every 5 episodes of KAPS, we would switch it up with a backup show so that nothing gets stale. There's always something to look forward to. And by that backup show,
I mean probably Macross.
Probably Macross, because we want to get through all of Macross by, like, what, episode 50 or 100? And then we're going to watch all of Evangelion for an episode. So it's like 17 hours of content in one day, which is like, I need to be a full-time content creator to do that, because I don't have 17 hours in a week.
Well, just like yell at your boss, hey, I need 2 days off in a row. Why? Eva.
I can't tell you. Ava, I need, because I'm going to Nerve. Why do they call it that? Anyway. The main organization in Evangelion is called Nerve, not Nerve, Nerve. I'm mad.
Well, at least in Darwin's, it's not as bad as Darwin's game, where in the dub they pronounce the word sigil as sigil.
You know what's funny? I think I put Darwin's game on my plan to watch list.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Either plan to watch. I would advise we
watch it.
I'm not sure.
We should watch it at some point.
Absolutely.
The issue is that it's you can't do the dub.
That's fine. As long excuse me, gosh. As long as I've got my meds, I'll be good to focus.
It physically hurt me every time I heard them say sigil for sigil, which they say constantly because the name of a person's ability is a sigil. So to be constantly saying sigil, little painful.
I think you just gotta grow up.
I think some people just need to learn to speak English.
Yeah.
Or at least know the word they're saying before they say it. Like, I get it. You're part of a dub. You probably don't want to be a part of said dub. You can at least pronounce the word sigil right. It's not a foreign word. It's English.
Is it? Man, I'm thinking about Ava. I'm sorry. I'm like daydreaming.
Yeah, fine,
Ava was so good. What have you been watching lately?
I've been watching Fudo Tante.
I'm sorry.
Is the Kamen Rider double thing.
You said Fudo, and I was like, yeah, that's bad. You're watching Fudo right now?
Futo Tante. Or Futo PI.
PI is probably something I can Google easier. Futo Detectives? Is this a show? Wait, they made Kamen Rider an anime?
Yeah, this Futo Tante is a sequel to Kamen Rider Double.
Is that live action? Did they go live action
yes.
to
live action? They went live action to anime, and it's actually really good.
Wait, is this two folks like fusing?
Yes, that's a big part of Double.
All right, she's kind of waifu.
So the guy on the right, if you look at the promo image, there's a guy in a suit, right?
Yeah, the guy in the suit. I'm seeing him.
So he's the main detective.
I'm sorry, is his name Shotaro?
Yes.
And the green guy's Philip?
Yes, I was gonna get to the green. The other guy's name is Philip.
I respect it. I mean, sure, why not? But why?
Kamen Rider Double's really good. We're going to watch it on KAPS. Spoiler alert, KAPS is not only anime.
Oh, yeah, no, that was like the meme for the beginning of it, wasn't it? Like, what is anime? Is wrestling anime? Can we put wrestling on the list?
Anime. Eventually, we're going to watch a season of wrestling.
Is Fast and the Furious anime? I think yes.
No.
I think yes. What makes wrestling anime but not Fast and Furious?
Episodic nature.
I'll give you that.
I'll make up that reason. I'll
give you that. But would you say that A Silent Voice is not anime? Would you say that the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood whatever movie is not anime?
Oh no, those are very clearly drawn and are very clearly anime.
Yes, but they're not episodic.
Yes, but The Fast and the Furious is neither clearly drawn nor episodic, nor is it any of the other features it needs
I'll tell you one thing. It's not clearly laid out either. Which makes it a perfect anime.
maybe you got me there.
Dude, Fast and the Furious is part of the Fate saga. Like, let's say.
Really?
You would, because, okay, I say that because as far as I understand it, Fate isn't clearly laid out either. You have like the main thing, and it was a bad show, and then you've got these sequels that are different routes from the visual novel, right? Well, in Fast and the Furious, who the hell is the main character?
Dom?
There you go. I rest my case. I would drop my mic, but it's attached to my computer.
Yeah, I'd drop my mic, but it's attached to my headset.
You would, wouldn't you?
Fate is something that I also need to get you to watch, though I would almost certainly only make you watch Fate Zero.
That's fair. I don't think, I don't know. I don't think that I would be against watching it, but I've realized like a visual novel adaptation is 100% probably something that I could watch while I'm at work because I don't care to look at it. I can just listen to what they're saying, and that's it. There's nothing spectacular going on. I believe Fate probably would have some
different.
Things. I know Fate is different. I'm not talking about Fate. I'm talking about visual novels adaptations.
Yeah, you can watch Higurashi. I say knowing that Higurashi is definitely something you want to read and watch and not just listen to.
Yeah. I think like...
Oh, let me just make a lot of viewers angry. I don't like Higurashi.
I don't know what Higurashi is.
I'm not going to say it's X but bad, because there's really nothing comparable, and I know it's not bad.
This looks like it was made by the dude who made Clan Ed.
Are you looking at the original or the new one?
I don't know. Oh, that's a room full of blood, bro.
Does it look like it's made from like 2006 or more recent?
Bro, this is looking like 2006.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Higurashi.
Why not?
I watched like 4 episodes, couldn't get into it. A lot of people love it, though.
Yo, that little girl's dead. She's bleeding.
Yes, that happens a lot in Higurashi.
Well, speaking of dead and bleeding, I've been watching Parasite. I'm about like 9 episodes in, and I started like yesterday or the day before.
Oh, I did also start watching some Trigun with people.
Oh, that's the one I put on my list because I think you said Johnny Young Bosch is in it.
Pretty sure, yes.
Like, I literally, in my notes, I have Trigun, Johnny Young Bosch.
I think he might be Vash.
That's the main guy, right?
Yes.
Cool.
People love Vash the Stampede, for good reason. They're actually making a new Trigun that I don't like the look of.
Wait, they're remaking Trigun?
Yeah, they're making a 2023 anime. I don't know. They yassified Vash. No, let me show you the image of like the like the manga, the anime, and then the new Vash. Like, I get he was always kind of meant to be kind of like a pretty boy, right?
Yeah.
At least a little. But new Vash, I don't like this.
This sucks.
I don't like the hair. I'm fine with the glasses, honestly. The glasses being bigger, that's fine.
I can get over the glasses, but it's like the ears and the hair and this dude looks like stupid.
He does look pretty dumb.
This dude looks like stupid.
Well, he's supposed to look somewhat stupid. If you watch Trigun, you'll understand what I mean by he actually is supposed to look a little stupid.
Right. I've been watching Parasite. I like this show a lot, man. I like Parasite a lot more than I thought I was gonna. But I picked it because I wanted a show to just put on, listen to, have something to talk about when we do these episodes. And it wasn't meant to be a show that I like paid attention to and watched. After the first episode, I was like, oh, okay, I cannot not watch this. Like, the only time that I excuse that and I ignore that ruling is when I'm driving home from work. I put on the dub and like I just switch to the dub wherever I'm at, and I drive home and listen to it. And
you
like
can
I have
watch
to flip
the Slayers dub, because that's not like it's not something I'm going to force you to ever watch. I don't think, even though I really like it. It's peak fantasy.
Gotcha.
It is right next to Record of Lodoss War for being peak fantasy. The issue is that Slayers, if Record of Lodoss War is the D&D game that the DM wants to run, Slayers is the D&D game that the players make it.
Oh no.
If you understand that feeling of how the players instantly ruin everything forever.
I understood that the first second we started playing. Yeah, I get it.
Yes. I tried to keep it still Lodoss. The others did not.
They sure didn't, no.
Slayers is great fun, though. Gowry's a great guy. Lena's a great chick. Lena Inverse is also foundational to anime spellcasters.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Huh. Her whole thing is literally just blowing stuff up. That's all her magic's good for.
Isn't that most magic, though? Like, okay, so, wait. I said earlier, I don't know why I thought about this now. I said earlier that no isekai is good. I didn't mind what I saw of The Devil is a Part-Timer.
Never seen it.
Would put it on our list.
Does Berserk count as an isekai?
I don't think so.
I'm specifically throwing in the caveat of after the dimensional merge.
No, I think it counts as a psychological horror show.
Well, it can be that and an isekai.
You just want everything your way, don't you?
Wait, why did I give those 5s? Those should be like 3s. That should be a 2.
What are you talking about? You playing Cookie Clicker again?
No, I'm looking at my anime list stuff and
you've got a my anime list.
Yeah, I do, of course. And I've only put stuff on it that I know I've seen all of or most of, which is why it doesn't have Fate or anything else that's incomplete.
Oh, I don't give a darn about my anime list. Like, I put let me go to my list right now. I've got 9 episodes into Parasite. I've given that a 9 so far. I'm 5 episodes into Mirai Nikki. That's got a 7. I'm 33 episodes into Yu Yu Hakusho. Perfect 10.
You're gonna see my list of 10s and you're gonna be like, wow, that's exactly what I expected.
Do you want to hear what else I gave it 10? There's only 2.
Okay.
Evangelion, 10. A Silent Voice, 10. I have on here Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, 8.
Okay, so I'll just send you some of my stuff. So you've got the original Berserk anime, 10. Yu Yu Hakusho, 10.
Nice.
Kino's Journey, the original one, 10. Slayer's Next, 10. Macross 7, 10. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is not on here because I haven't seen all of GX. Fair. Season 1 would be a 10, though. Season 2 would probably be a 10. Honestly, Season 1 might be a 9 and Season 2 a 10. Then you get Lodoss and regular Slayers, which are 9s. Selector Spread WeCross is actually a 9, because I actually really like the Selector WeCross series.
Right.
Recross Plus. Why is Recross Plus an 8? I'll put that a bit higher. Let's go from the bottom and see some of the worst stuff. So there's Berserk, and the Berserk second season from 2016-2017. Understandably, 2s. Wonder Egg Priority Special is a 3. Tied with Macross. Wonder Egg Priority Special. That was a special episode made for Wonder Egg Priority. A show that is best summarized as That's Egg.
That's Egg. All right, keep going.
It started out so good. Macross Frontier was a 3 as well. Sorry, everyone who likes Frontier, you're just wrong. That Yeah, then Wonder Egg Priority, which starts off really strong, then falls flat on its face. Those are both movies. Megalobox was alright. Index was alright.
What, do you watch an anime or something?
Yeah. Macross
Why?
Delta was good. I'd recommend people watch Macross Delta.
The only reason we started this show was so that I would watch anime.
And that I could force you to watch Macross.
Yeah. Like, we didn't have to start a podcast.
But I mean, it provides an incentive.
It does. It does. We were talking about bad things, or you brought up, like, starting from the bottom and whatnot. I started reading manga, or is it manga? Anyway.
Manga.
I don't know what this is called, what the English name of this is, and I don't... Roka no Yusha? Yeah. Heroes of the Six Flowers. That manga, bad. I didn't watch any of it, but I started it because I was like, okay, it's 10 volumes. No, 4 volumes, 16 chapters. An easy read, right? Yeah. I got 2 chapters in and dropped it. Like,
oof.
I didn't finish chapter 2 even. It was just so bad. And
do you want some good manga recommendations?
Sure. I'll go through what I've got on my, like, to read list. I'll go through what I'm reading right now. But I finished one. Let's see what this would be called in English, maybe? Come on, guys. Yeah, nope. I've just got another alternative title. Yokai Ninjin? Something?
Thank you for reminding me.
What?
Ninja. The Power Ranger stuff, Sentai.
So this was supposed to be like a drama, horror, psychological, whatever, shonen. It was supposed to be a shonen. I would not call this a shonen. I got through it. I finished the whole thing. It was only like 9 chapters because it was cut very fast. But the first like 5 chapters were really good. Once it got to the second volume, I was like, man, this was rushed. Like, they tell you at the beginning of chapter 6, like, yeah, we got cut from the magazine. At least we got an ending, though. But the ending was bad. Like, it was rushed, and like it did not deliver on anything that it set out to do. Chapter 1 to 5, phenomenal. I was like gripped heavy because the concept was this high school dude and this high school chick. They obviously they're in high school. It's anime, or manga. They wake up in a cell together. They both have these like colors on, and the guy has a phone that gives them instructions. They open a locker, they find this syringe, and they're told to go kill the guy in the other room. They go and do that, and they're like, obviously they're like adamant, and like, they're like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do that. Like, that's killing, that's murder.
Yeah, can we really come back from murder?
Exactly. Well, eventually they do it. They'd end up stabbing the guy with the syringe, putting that drug in there. He starts melting. The phone then tells them, put the body in the box.
Put it in the box.
Right? And so the guy, like, already PTSD'd out of his mind is just moving this, like, glob of jelly body to a box. And, like, that's in the first or second chapter, right? I'm in. Like,
you've got me.
The writing is all right. It's not bad. It's all right. It services the plot, and it's fairly believable. But it's like the girl, by chapter 5, it's like the girl already loves the dude, and like she's like, well, you know, we might be murderers, but we're murderers together. And it's like, shut up. Just shut up. You don't have to have a romance plot in the middle of a horror manga, okay? I don't want that.
It depends.
And by the end of it, I'm just gonna skip ahead, right? The girl has a twin sister who is working for the agency who produces these drugs. The drugs are supposed to be an anti-aging serum, but instead...
But it jellied a man, so...
Yeah, and to test it, they get humans off the street. If they, they had made this AI who was so powerful that he determined, like, yep, human trials, now, humans don't screw him, whatever. Let's use him to test stuff. And so the guy who made the AI is like a rogue scientist who comes in and tries to overrule the AI because the AI was programmed not to tell him no. So he says, "Hey, disband it." But the AI tells him no. Because the side character they introduced by chapter like 4 or 5 or whatever, he was a double agent. Okay, well, he's working for the same agency, so But then he shoots the AI. Like he shoots the guy who designed the AI. He shoots the computer that holds the AI. Everything's melting now. Not literally, but like the story's falling apart now. The twin sister is like killed off. The guy who stopped the AI sacrifices himself for the main character with no motivation. Just character switch. Like, yeah, maybe you got an ending to the manga, but was it good? Was it worth it? I would have rather they stopped at chapter 5 and said like, oh, well, they're stuck.
Can I say, like, compare this instead to Doro Hetero, where they spend like 5 volumes saying at the beginning of the volume, yep, next one's gonna be the last one, and it's not.
That's funny.
The story doesn't feel like it drags on, but it just keeps going.
I guess that's like a good spot to be in, where it's not dragging, but it's like, you know.
Next one's gonna be the last volume. I'll get an ending. And then they don't.
Nope, no ending. Not real.
Doro Hetero is really good. I'd suggest you read it.
I will. I need more stuff to read, because like I don't get a lot of time to read these, but when I do, it's a lot of fun. I'm in the middle, not in the middle of, but I'm on chapter 2 of Gunslinger Girl. And there's a lolly tag, but it's not like that, all right? So far, anyway. 2 chapters in, by the way.
When am I going to get vindicated for Toho? At this rate, it's happening.
You are not. I will never forgive you for Toho, but I'll read Gunslinger Girl and I'll enjoy it.
You should actually read the Toho manga. They're pretty good.
No. Pass.
What, you don't want to read Visionary Fairies and Shrine?
Who?
Visionary Fairies and Shrine?
Who?
Or Eastern Little Nature Deity? Strange and Bright Nature Deity?
Play the outro. Play the outro.
As soon as you said that, my brain just said, why am I not hearing Hydro City sound?
It's Hydrocity.
It's anyway. Hydro City.
It's Hydro City.
If Hydrocity was a word, I'd say, yeah, it's Hydrocity City. Just like if you had Velocity, Velocity.
Oh, yeah, but it's Velocity.
No, it's Velocity.
Audacity. Oh, yeah. Audacity.
Anyways, too off topic.
Roll the outro. Yu Yu Hakusho ending. Again, because we've not got flagged for it yet.